your friends, family, the people that that you know through your Facebook. If you'd like them to see this presentation, then you don't have to. That's not required, of course, but you can go and share this on your wall from my wall, and it's public. And you just go click share, and you can share it to your wall, and then I think you can even go and share it to see this presentation. Then okay, hold tight. Let me kill that. And you just go click share, and you can share it to your wall, and then I think you can even go and share it. Isn't it the most? It's the most awful thing to have to listen to yourself like that all over again. Okay, so here we are, and now you just go click share, and it'll be shared to your wall as well. I'm going to record this so that we can put it on our YouTube channel. We also put this on our podcast, you guys. So lots of ways you can access these calls and this information. So excited to be with you, you guys. This is the first call of the year. We're just so dang excited. We've got so many fun things happening, all positive things, all things like everything's conspiring for the good around ER Shred. Me personally, I threw my back out right before Christmas. Christmas was a real tough one for me, especially because I was such a downer for the kids. I threw my back out so bad. Hi, Jesse. And as a hi, Susan. Look, sorry, guys. You guys distract me. But as a result, for 2 weeks, I haven't been able to be active. Now, here's what's cool. I was telling Jesse yesterday on the phone, even though I haven't been able to do anything physical for over 2 weeks, because my diet is so on point and has been for how many months now? I think I'm probably 19, 20 months now, ER shredding. And I got to tell you guys, like, I've done so much better with being down. It's the coolest thing for me. I always go batty. I always go mental and crazy. I mean, I'm like angry and mean to everybody. And if I don't get those workouts in, so something has really shifted for me. I can't wait to get back and get physically active. But for the time being, I just feel grateful. Even when I look in the mirror, I'm like, not too bad. Not too bad. I haven't lost much. It's good. Even Crystal says, she's like, you're looking good for someone that never works out. So I appreciate it. Happy New Year. The new theme is Discover You in 2022. I love it. We're going to have some testimonials tonight from ER shredders that have taken back control of their life. We're going to have testimonials from people that are very brave. And this is a safe space. It's a vulnerable space. You can trust that ER shredders in here have your best interests at heart. You can trust that we're not here to exploit you in any way, shape, or form. This is really a gift that we feel like we discovered, and it's our mission, it's our purpose to help other people experience what we've experienced. That's what this is all about. And part of our journey, as we've declared it, a rite of passage is you come on this call, you share your testimony with all of us ER shredders. It has a profound impact on you. I promise you, we've been doing it a long time. And so mad respect to all of you heroes that will graduate tonight to superheroes. Because why? Because you didn't just benefit yourself. Now you're looking outward and you're saying, I can inspire others. Mad respect for you guys. Here we go. January 12th. No, that's not the one. January 5th. The first up we've got tonight is Tammy Sullivan. Are you out there, Tammy? And can you unmute?
There? Am I unmuted?
You did good, Cammy.
Can you hear me?
Everybody hear Cammy? Just put a thumbs up. All right, thanks, guys. Cammy, let me put this on speaker mode. I'm so grateful for you to be here. I love your posts.
Thank you.
Thanks. Yes, I love your posts. And I love your ER Shred shirt you wear in your posts. Yes. So, Cammy, first off, where are you calling from?
Ogden, Utah.
I know where that is. I've been there a time or two.
Yeah.
Very cool. And who shared ER Shred with you?
I like it. Well, you did. As far as
I didn't even know.
You didn't know.
Cheers.
Your post. I followed you and Crystal for quite a while because I'm in Isagenix. Cool. I've been in Isagenix for years, and then I followed your other group on Facebook, and then and then I saw a few posts on ER Shred. I think I joined like in the beginning, but I never really grasped onto the concept. And then I never saw you again your post didn't pop up. So
Oh, so it took a little
so I
time.
consider myself new in October when I did my first.
Okay, all right. So let's get to that. You knew about this, you were aware of this, and then in October something impressed you to do it. And
Yes.
what was making you want to do it? What was your current health situation like then?
Well, it started when I hurt my hip. It was just really sore, like debilitating sore for a good week. And I put on a few pounds, and I was just kind of in a big funk.
Yeah,
And
no,
then
we've all been there, believe me, all of us.
Yeah. And then I went and visited my sister, and she looked great. She is 8 years older than I am. She's 69. Mm-hmm. And she just looked really good and lost quite a bit of weight. But she was she pretty much vegetarian.
Yeah.
But it worked for her. So I came home and tried it, and I lost a few pounds, but I wasn't really feeling it. And I just knew I needed more protein. And then you popped up again. So
yeah. So
and then I didn't really dive into it a year ago. I didn't know. I didn't give it much time or much thought.
So you go on this in October, and then because I know you lit up.
I did.
One of the things that we ER shredders kind of get excited by is when other people come alive. You can kind of feel it in their posts. You can feel it in their pictures.
Yeah.
I know you came alive. So tell me what unfolded for you when you did the ER shred.
I love the concept mostly about the intuitive awareness. I mean, that really resonated with me because I knew that in my mind with eczema problems, and that I knew certain foods, but I never really I just didn't do it right.
When you say awareness, you're talking awareness around the effect of foods on you.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. Because I'm so anyway. So what happened to me right off the bat is my hands were just clear, and my rings fit like they're too big now, and just the inflammation was just very obvious to me. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that lit me up. And that I lost, well, do you want me to go into like my weight?
I want you to go into, I mean, people would probably love to hear what you lost. You bet. Okay. People would probably love to hear all the benefits you realized.
Okay. Well, my first time I went on Isagenix, I did the 30-day strict, and I lost 3 pant sizes. And I could never keep that up. I gained another size, but I consider myself pretty healthy. Mm-hmm. And this so I gave myself a danger weight, because I just kind of gave up on my goal weight, because I just knew I could never get there. I mean, and I'm 61, and then I started using my age as an excuse, and I just couldn't do it. So I just gave myself a danger weight. And
like if I get up to this weight, then
I got to lose 2 pounds or something,
okay. Okay.
Because
that's cool. I've never heard that said
if
that
I
way,
ever lost, I mean, sometimes I would lose 8 pounds under my danger weight, and only for a day, like maybe for a vacation or something. It was just like a crash, get down, and then it goes back up. And on this, I lost 20 pounds. I mean,
and in what amount of time?
Below my danger weight.
In what amount of time did you lose the weight?
I started October 17th.
And then
I lost a few pounds before then. I lost I lost 5 pounds. So my danger weight was 140, and then I was 135 when I started.
Yes. Okay. And so I want to
And
first
so
just,
that was like that would be like the lowest I'd ever go. So that was also motivating to me to start with the shred and just give it a try.
I love it. I love it
Yeah.
because I think this is the first time anybody's ever come on here and talked about a danger weight. And yet I guarantee you, a lot of people had the same type of ideology in their brain, in their mind, in their process. I love that you're open about that. One of the things about ER shredders is like your journey is your journey, and we honor that. And so if 140 is a danger weight for you and another weight's a danger weight for some, you know what, we don't believe in the danger weight. We don't, and I hope you don't anymore either.
No, I don't.
So tell me about that. What's changed? What else has changed around your mentality?
Oh, I'm just happier. I feel happier, more energetic. I don't think I really had a hard time sleeping. Last year I had a hard time. My husband is fanatic skier. Like he skied every day this year already that they're open. And so I go up with him and keep up, but we'll try to keep up. But anyway, last year I had a hard time with my knee. I messed my knee up and my hip, and then my feet started hurting, the bottom of my feet. And I was considering I'm just too old to ski now. It's not worth it. It's not even fun. And my first day skiing this year was, whenever they opened a few weeks ago, but I was on a high.
Yeah. So cool.
Like my endurance was just, I was doing from top to bottom. My feet didn't hurt. My knees didn't hurt. Nothing hurt. And I've been, I don't know, 6 or 7 times since. And I'm just so happy that I don't feel those aches and pains.
So do you feel a little bit almost bionic?
I do.
That's how I feel. I feel like even though I hurt my back, I'm like, I know of a certainty that I will get better. I'm not exaggerating, like 4 times faster than had I not been doing ER shred. I remember how I wouldn't heal. I remember how I would just lag on for a year even.
Yeah.
And so I'm glad you realized that. And that's a vote of confidence to everybody that no matter how old you are, you can be, we call it an enhancement. Like you are now Cami 2.0.
Yeah.
You're different. Yeah. You're different. Hey, how long did it take you to lose the 20?
Well, let's say.
Is that from October till now?
Let's say 15, actually, because I'd lost 5. So I have my beginning weight. So from October 17th, that's when I started.
Awesome.
And I haven't been perfect.
How many did you say you haven't been?
No.
Good. That's good. We're human. And
how
many inches did you happen to measure?
Yeah. I lost 3 inches off my waist.
That's a lot. That's good.
Do you remember my pants are, luckily I kept 2 pairs of skinny pants and that I thought I would never wear, but I just kept some jeans. And now they're getting baggy on me.
I posted your picture on my wall.
Oh yeah? Yeah.
Yeah, because it's just so good. I'd have to find it, but it was so good. I posted on my wall, and here it is right here. You guys will have to go check out her post, man. So much respect, Cami. I wish we had more time with you. Is there anything else that you didn't get to share that you really wanted to?
No, I think I just really appreciate you guys. I also just really resonated with the group, and I just love how you're heartfelt, and I would just go there to feel good when the world was feeling ugly, just to have hope and feel good. So thank you.
Thank you, Cami. Thank you, Cami. Everybody, check out Cami's post in the group. Please go look her up. And thank you so much. Mad respect for you, Cami.
Thanks.
Okay, let's move on. So that we have quite a few of them. We better keep it moving. Gosh, I love it. I love that she couldn't go skiing and she's like, I think I'm done skiing for my life. And now she's just skiing and kicking butt. I love that. That's the best. Dexter Jensen, are you out there? Hey, Dexter, before we introduce you, we got a disclaimer posted in the chat. We got a disclaimer posted on Facebook that we do not attempt to cure, treat, prevent any kind of illness. And we always encourage people, if they're under the supervision of a medical doctor, to seek the medical doctor's, to ask their opinion, sure. But it's important that you know that we don't make any claims around diseases or anything else. So anyway, with that said, Dexter, where are you calling from again? Was it Bozeman, Montana?
Billings, Montana.
Billings, Montana. And who introduced you to ER Shred?
Mike and Jamie Hass.
Mike and Jamie. How do you spell the last name? I just want to probably thank them.
Hass.
Awesome. Okay. Thank you, man. And what was life like before ER Shred? What got you looking at this?
Well, what happened with me was a couple different things. So we ended up, we've got a 25 and 21-year-old. We started over in life, and we welcomed a new baby back in December of 2018.
You're back in diapers, brother.
Yeah, so she just turned 3 here, beginning of this, exactly a month ago.
Okay.
And so with that happening, I think I packed on all the pregnancy weight that my wife did. And then shortly after that, COVID hit, and so many people hit the COVID-19 weight on top of that.
Oh yeah.
And I was always sitting in between that 260, 280 range, and all of a sudden I just ballooned.
Yeah.
And I hit 300, and I just said, as soon as I hit 300, like, something has to give, right?
Well, that was your danger weight, brother.
Realistically, yeah. And then all of a sudden I hit 305.
Yeah.
And Mike has been a longtime hockey friend of mine, coach, whatnot. He ended up coming down to my shop one day, and I looked at him and I was like, what happened to you? Like, half of you was missing.
Yeah.
And he kind of just filled me in on the program. And I've never been one to do these crazy, fad diets of some magical pill. And he's like, here's the breakdown. It's a couple of protein shakes a day, and you get to eat the best steak you want every night. And I'm like, really?
I love how it's being shared with people in that way. Steak and shakes, baby. Steaks and shakes.
I was just like, that's it? Like, I can eat steak every night? And he's like, yeah. I was like, done. And so I had a pretty big problem with drinking sodas and energy drinks and that kind of stuff. And I went cold turkey and haven't had a single one since October 1st, since we started.
Oh, baby. Okay. What did you get off of? Let's hear that. What are all the things you stopped doing?
So things I stopped doing, was eating the majority of like fast foods. Okay. So if, with life gets crazy with a 3-year-old, even if we have to have like McDonald's, I'll get just a chicken sandwich, throw everything out, just eat the chicken.
Sure.
But on the normal day-to-day basis, where I was stopping at McDonald's almost every morning for breakfast, those type of places, just, I'm out and about traveling for my job on the road. That was the convenient thing. So getting rid of that, getting rid of the 2 to 3, 4 sodas I drink a day, plus an energy drink. And I thought I needed those. I really did. I thought I had to have that to make it through the day.
Yeah.
And when Mike told me, he's like, yeah, you got to cut out soda. I was like, that's going to be my deal breaker. I don't know if I can do it.
Yeah.
And once I started, that was it. It just, I never looked back, and I don't crave it. It doesn't exist for me anymore.
Right. Man, hey, mad respect. We all throw up a cross, throw up your swords if you respect Dexter. He came off all that stuff cold turkey, and he hasn't had it since October, legit. And what is the result of taking back this control? What kind of benefits have you noticed in your life?
Kind of one of the big things for me, like, it was perfect timing. It was a God thing, I guess. I took delivery of a brand new 2022 Corvette, and I got so big, one of my good friends goes, how are you even going to fit in that thing? And it was like, that's the light bulb. So I was like, okay, I have this brand new sports car. I want to enjoy it with my daughter and my wife. I've got to be able to fit in it,
Yes.
and so that was a big motivator. And so beyond that, it's just even like for Christmas, my family and friends, no one really likes getting clothes for Christmas, but a lot of them went out and found my favorite shirts that I was already wearing and bought them in already a size smaller.
Well, give us an idea, like how much have you lost?
So I started at 305, and right now I'm sitting in that 254 to 256 range. And it's every day because I just started my 11 days again on the 1st. And every day I'm dropping another pound, pound and a half almost daily. So
Dude.
I broke over that 50-pound crest.
50 pounds, has that, you're fitting in the Ferrari, in the Corvette, you're fitting in the Corvette.
Yeah.
And you know what, by the way, I mean, we might as well put it out there, guys. If you need motivation, get yourself a Corvette,
Yeah. Right.
But for real, on the real, you drop the weight, you can fit in the Corvette, you're getting all these smaller size clothes. How do you feel?
Remarkably different. Like joint pain is gone. Like even sleeping, I used to really struggle. Like I'm a side sleeper and I would get just horrible like hip pain at night, only when I would lay down. It's the only time it would bother me. And I'd have to go take 1 or 2, 3, Advil PMs.
Right.
I haven't touched that since I started. So the sleep side's been great. It just overall energy in general, knowing that I don't have to have those crutches that I thought I used to have to go day by day. I don't have that anymore.
Brother, that's why you're a hero, because in reality, people can't get off what you did. What you've done is, in reality, people can't do it. Now,
Right.
can they do it? We know they can do it. We know anybody can do it. But that's what the tracks are. The tracks being the community and the protocol and everything around ER Shred. It's it's just it's the bridge. It's the bridge, and everybody needs that bridge to get from where they are to where they want to go. You've done it, man. I'm just so happy about this. So you are a hero. You took back control completely. And here's what I'm going to tell you, brother, because you've got some cool things to look forward to. It starts to spill over into every other area of your life. Have you noticed yet?
Yeah, like things are just different. Like relationships with friends, family, you kind of get this aura, this connection, and people just almost seem like they're more drawn to what else are you doing in your life? Like this is such a big change. What else are you doing? So
You ever going to go back? You ever going to go back to where you were?
I don't see how it's possible, And one of the funny things was I was having this conversation with my wife, in December, when I hit right close to that 50 pounds, and I was like, "How did you think this was going to go?" She's like, "You have the most addictive personality." She's like, "I knew when you started this, you were 100% in and gonna live it like a cult. That she's like, there was no doubt that you weren't going to succeed at it because that's just who you are." And she was 100% right. Once I got on the program, like I just can't not doing this.
Thank you. I think the other big part of it is not relative to your addictive personality, which, hey, my wife taught me that our weaknesses they're just strengths overused. That's all they are.
Right.
Our weaknesses, what we perceive as weakness, is just your strengths overused. Your ability to focus and to hyper focus, that's a strength. Buddy, it's so cool how powerful we realize we are once we unlock that combination. The combination to massive treasure, massive reward. It's the same combination, and anybody that has the combo can unlock the door to control and freedom. You got to know the combination, and you crack that code, and that's why I think I'll never go back, because I'm like, I ain't gonna go back to the way I was feeling, because I got this combo over here and it works. I ain't gonna go back there.
Yep. Yeah, and just the health, like, when Jamie and Mike were talking to me about it, and I said, everyone will say that they're going to die for their kids or their children, right? It's a very common thing amongst parents, right?
Yeah.
Whoever talks about what are you going to do to live for your kids? And, we had a brush with skin cancer. I did in March. And I was like, if this is the beginning, like what's next? And so I had to make a change. And what am I going to do to live now for my youngest daughter?
It's going to make me cry, bro. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Whew, everything we do is for our kids. I know. But that kid, Heather dropped a comment on a, she says, well, good luck with your Corvette and a 3-year-old, she says. So didn't.
Yeah, she loves it.
Does she love to go for rides?
Loves it. She just says, hey, I want to go in the blue car today. And
man, I liked it. Did you put a picture on your Facebook? I'm gonna go look.
I think it's on my Instagram. I'll
shoot it to me.
Yeah, I will.
I'd like to see that. Well, thank you so much for being here, Dexter. Is
No,
there
I
anything that you didn't get to share that is on your heart that you're gonna? We never want someone to say, "Ah, crap, I meant to say this." Anything come to mind right now?
No, I mean, overall, I think it's covered it. And Tim and I, we have a lot of the same kind of goals that we didn't know that we didn't really even know each other, but we fell into the same group. And so we're in a group chat amongst our shredders, when we're doing it. And it's crazy to see that another person who's been as dedicated is having almost pound for pound the same results. And so, and when people are like, well, maybe it's just you, like it's just your body that's been able to do this. I can't. I'm like, no, there's another guy in my group here.
No, dude, there's a whole bunch of us crazy lunatics.
Yeah. And I just tell people, hey, if you're willing to actually dedicate 11 days of your life, it's 11 days. Start on the 1st and it's a countdown till the 11th. If you can make it to the 11th and you feel good, you'll just make it. There's no way you can't go back. So
respect. Thank you, brother. You're inspiring others. You graduate to superhero as far as I'm concerned, and all us ER shredders are concerned. Mad respect for you, and thank you so much, man.
Yeah, thank you.
Next up, we'll go right to Tim Scott. You basically introduced him. Tim Scott, you out there?
Yes, sir. Can you hear me?
Yeah, man. How you doing?
I'm doing great.
Boy, you're looking pretty dapper.
Well, I'm feeling pretty good.
Yeah,
I'm
buddy.
feeling pretty good. I'm looking forward to cooking up some dinner out here in a little while, and maybe have a little prime rib that I smoked up the other day.
Dude,
but
it's a rough life being a king, isn't it?
Oh, geez. Like Dexter said, Mike said, 2 shakes and then eat what you love to eat: bacon, steak, burger. And I said, no way. And he said, yeah. I was the 4 to 6 energy drinks a day, probably 6 to 12 sodas a day. I wouldn't eat breakfast. Well, I kind of would eat breakfast. I'd eat a bowl of like a noodle bowl, those ones you just add hot water to, and I'd eat a little frozen pizza. And I'd wonder to myself, how in the world am I still gaining weight eating this little bit? And I knew I was getting a lot of calories and sugar from the sodas and stuff. But soda's always been a thing for me. And I love cooking, and it's one of those things where I remember as a kid, my grandparents had a plaque on the wall that said, eat, drink, and be merry. And to me, that meant have the good foods, enjoy life, which.
Yeah, dude. I told my mom today, Tim, you know what? I don't blame my parents for letting me eat the way we ate or way I ate growing up. Did it kind of cripple me? Yeah, it did, but they didn't mean for it to happen. We're all victims of the agricultural revolution and the commercialization of all the marketing, and we're all victims. But here we are taking back control. Hey, real quick, guys, I didn't ask what the passion of Cammie and Dexter were. I'd love to know what your passion is. If you could drop it in the chat, what is your passion? What do you have passion for? I know we'd all love to know. What about you? So, Tim, you're from Billings, Montana as well.
Yes.
Mike Haas, is it?
Haas.
Mike and Jamie Haas shared with you as well. And then what is your passion?
So my passion for the last 3 years has been a thing called Dad Camp that one of the pastors at our church brought to Billings from Indiana. And it's a camp that helps men get more relational with their children, gives us the tools to be better men and be the faith leaders of our families. And this year is the 3rd year we've done it. I went with my son, who's 11, and my daughter, who's 9, and it was each of their 2nd year. and an additional weekend. We did 4 weekends this year. One of the additional weekends, I took my 13-year-old and she and I volunteered, and it's in the mountains in Montana. And after that weekend, I am shot physically and emotionally and spiritually. I'm like, my cup overrunneth, but physically and mentally and emotionally, I'm wiped out. And I got to thinking on the way home from that day of volunteering, because I thought I'd feel better. I thought I'd be less tired volunteering than I was participating. And I was even more wiped out because it wasn't just my child I was focusing on. It was this whole group of kids who we would take and shepherd while their dads were getting, poured into, and they were getting with the tools they needed to be better fathers. And I was wiped out. And I just thought to myself, this is ridiculous. This is something I'm passionate about, not only for my children, but other people. And every dad needs to do this. And I can't do it if I can't get up and down this hill without getting winded. And I can't ride the zip line and all this other junk. And so it was a combination of, I want it for my kids, but I want to be able to provide other dads the opportunity to do this by being a better counselor type person for when their kids are when we're taking their kids, so that the dads can get poured into and learn, the things that they need to do to be able to be that strong father figure. And so that's what I'm really passionate about. And this is exactly.
Pause there. I just want to say, I asked the right person. I'm glad I didn't forget to ask you about your passion. You touched me. You touched my heart. ER shredders, man, it's a lot of good people. I don't know how we're attracting people like this who dedicate portions of their life to these types of causes. But man, if the whole world all did their part, oh my God, like, thank you, man. Thank you for what you do. Thank you for sharing that. Real quick, you guys, I want you all to know about our friend there. Dexter said, I love window tinting, hot rods, and my firearm collection. All right. That's cool. So give us an idea what unfolded for you on ER Shred there, Tim.
So Mike posted a post and he said, who's interested in joining me? And I see him a couple times a week because his son and my son play hockey together. He's my son's hockey coach. And I asked him, what's this about? And he told me, and I said, all right, I'll give it a shot. Like Dexter said, I don't buy into the diets. I don't buy into the fads. Basically, I figure if there's a book out telling you how to do it, it's just somebody looking to make money, and so I just
you get jaded. That's it. You get jaded. I know.
Yeah, and I wasn't concerned about my health as much as other people are. But I got to the point where, exactly like Dexter said, I sleep on my side. I'd wake up and my hip would start hurting. And so I'd roll over to the other hip, and I have a knee that I grew up wrestling, and I kind of have a knee that's bothered me for many years, and it was starting to hurt constantly. And my back, I'd have to lay on my bed and droop my top leg over my bottom leg and lay on my side and stretch my back muscles out. And I'd have to do that every other day, or else I would be so stoved up I couldn't bend over. And within that first shred, my back stopped hurting. My hips stopped hurting. My knee stopped hurting. I called a coworker of mine that's in Pocatello, Idaho, and I said, dude, I feel phenomenal. He said, what are you doing? I said, I'm doing this shred thing. And this was the second day of cleansing on my first shred. So I had cleansed one day. I was in the morning of the second day of the shred. It was about 6:30 in the morning, and I called him. I said, man, I don't know how to explain it, but my body feels not in a bad way, but you know how when your leg falls asleep and you have that tingle and your body just feels that sensation? I said,
oh, you came alive, baby. You came alive. Okay.
Yeah, my brain was, I've had terrible brain fog the last couple years. I was thinking clearly. I wasn't tired. I was wide awake. I mean, I felt like I was on point, like big time. And I just told him about it. And he said, so what are you doing? And I told him, and he actually did a shred with us in November, and he lost about 9 pounds. And he's like, well, I'm where I want to be, but I'm probably going to do one in January. And he's kind of an antisocial guy. So he's like, I'll just do it my own, I'll just do it on my own. I think he's thinking he's going to get away from the products, but I think he's going to find that he's not going to get as good a results, but he's inspired. And that's one of my bigger challenges, is that I've inspired a lot of people, but they get right up to the cusp and then they hesitate. They get,
Dude, listen,
they think
I
I
know the
can't do
game,
it.
and it's 7 positive exposures to hey man, people have a right to be skeptical.
Yeah.
Especially with all the garbage that's put out there about meat eating and all the political garbage and social garbage and pressures. Hey man, 7 positive exposures to a concept or brand, and then they'll give it a try. So you just keep with it. But the cool thing is, that's why we don't sell. We don't believe in selling. We believe in, sharing information, educating, informing, and we believe in community support. But beyond that, we're just looking for fits, and eventually you'll find those fits. Trust me. Hey, listen, best thing you can do, be on Ricky Rivera, the Puerto Rican Mohican. Be on his call tomorrow night, and he'll share with everybody how he went through what you're experiencing, how he stuck with it for months, and how it's starting to pay dividends. So be on tomorrow night if you can. Hey, Tim, I got one last question for you.
Okay.
Because you've already shared so much. I mean, my gosh. Was it hard?
I have to say, it was surprisingly easy for me. The sodas, I haven't had a soda, let me scratch that. Have not had an energy drink since September 29th. So 2 days before we started the shred in October. Over Christmas at my in-laws for dinner, I wasn't really thinking. I went to the fridge, I grabbed a soda, I took a drink. I couldn't take another drink. I poured it out because the carbonation and it was a diet soda, and it was so sweet and it was gross, and I went and I poured it out. My wife said, "Is there something wrong with that?" I said, "No, it's how it's supposed to be. It's just not for me anymore." And the eating part, I love cooking. I love grilling and barbecuing and experimenting on making things different. I actually grew up in a restaurant, was cooking on the griddle before I was in kindergarten, and sliding burgers to the side of the griddle and bringing them down with the spatula to check them.
Dude, I'm just saying, you and Paul Suppley and you and Ricky Rivera, you guys should all be friends, because they're the same way, exactly the same way.
Ricky and I are going to start a belt club.
That's what I was just about to jump in and say, Tim.
It's so fun, the friendships we make here in this community, you guys. It's so fun. The positivity, the vibration is so high. Cami said it. Cami, she actually just shared her passion with us, guys. I'm gonna read that in just 1 second. But she shared, she said, "I go into the group to get uplifted." So, hey Tim, I'm gonna let you run in consideration of time, but please go look at Tim's post. Tim was brave, and he put out a before and after picture post. It's on my wall. Tim, listen to me. Mad respect. You graduate to a superhero. Don't forget I said it. I do not say this lightly. I don't say this from a marketing point of view. There's no freaking way. Because as far as I'm concerned, what is more powerful than being where you were and having that quality of life and being that kind of a vibrational influence to your sphere and your family and your kids, and then you just say, no more, and you take back control?
53 pounds as of this morning. I weighed 260 pounds this morning. I weighed myself before the call. So,
my gosh.
And counting.
Woo! Way to go, brother. Look at that smile. Yeah, way to go. If I was there, we could chest bump and that'd be great, because it turns us into kids too. Like, if you notice that, it kind of starts turning you into a kid. Thank you, Tim. Man, Jesse, if you could clone yourself, you could do a Shred Your Body call every night of the week. No kidding. All right, here we go. We've got, Cami said her passion is she loves helping people transform into happy and healthy. I love creating mosaics with stained glass and love to practice feng shui, I think you call it. That's awesome. Thank you, Cammie. Next up, wow, this call has been fire. So emotional, so moving. All right, here we go. Do we have Nancy Olson out there? Nancy Olson, are you out there? Anybody see her on? Mimi might know if she's on. What about Susan Durden? Is it Hermans or Hermans? I've never even.
It's Hermans. It's like her pants, but it's with an H.
I like it. I like it. All right, Susan, you are a veteran, you are a regular, but you've never been on this call, so you have officially passed the rite of passage. Where are you calling from?
Hey, I'm down here in West Palm Beach, Florida.
West Palm Beach, Florida. And who introduced you to the ER Shred?
I just kind of joined myself. I had kind of been watching you a little bit and everything, and watched Inya and Glenn doing a lot of the stuff. And then in November, they started doing the shred with you and everything. And I had kind of connected with a little bit. So I just called Ina one night and said, hey, I need these products. And I said, let's just do this.
Yeah, Glenn and Ina, man, they're life touchers for sure. We love them.
Absolutely.
We love them, and they made a big difference, and they made a huge splash in ER Shred. I mean, we love them. So, yeah. Susan, what's your passion? I think I know what it is, but why don't you tell everybody what it is?
It's just right now, it's just kind of me in a way, because I've done so much for so many other people, because I'm a healthcare provider, and we get so involved with doing other things for other people that you kind of have to just step back and take a look at yourself, which has opened me up to be more powerful to the next person.
God, that's awesome. You got a voice, girl. You've got a voice. I tell my kids all the time, I'll trust you when you have a voice. And you have a voice. Is that something that ER Shred has helped you with?
Yes, absolutely. Because it just made me stronger as a person. It just kind of helped me connect myself, because before, when you're ill, you're so all over the place, and it's just really hard to even speak up for yourself. Yeah, and so especially with this group and everything, you guys have made it so much more comfortable that to make you vulnerable, because where would you do that anywhere else? And so you just stay in your little shell, and you're trying to help people all the time, just being in the healthcare and everything, but you never really know whether you're doing it right or not. So
you're giving me goosebumps when you said the word shell. You gave me goosebumps, because that shell is, we all know what you're talking about.
Yeah, because I'm a recluse, and so if I leave my house, it's to go to some other reclusive place.
You are so awesome. You're one of the few people that has had the opportunity to get together, in person with the Heart of ER Shred. Yes. Mimi Torella, she is fun in person.
Yes. Yes. And we have a hard time, because we just kind of we're just two nuts in a shell. And so we're going to do a lot more. I
love it.
Yeah.
Okay, now tell us, ER Shred, before ER Shred, I was this, and this, and then I did ER Shred, and this is what's happened for me. Go ahead and share that story.
Well, I was one of those with the IBS. And so, I was spending most of my life in the bathroom or in bed, or just miserable, your brain fog and everything. It's just, and I knew it had to be food, because I started basically 2 months before I started Shred, because I saw that inflammation, and everybody was doing these elimination diets. And I'm like, so I eliminated everything, and, steak was really good. And then when I watched you, and I had been with the Isagenix before, loved the products, always felt good. And of course, once you start getting good, healthy stuff in you, it's just like your body just changes. I always noticed my skin, because I didn't really have a lot of weight to lose, but I knew I had inflammation. So I lost like 30 pounds. Not that I had a lot to lose, but all of my clothes are falling off, even my stretchy.
You've lost 30 pounds with the ER Shred?
Yes.
Woo, Susan, I didn't even know it was that much. Wow.
inflammation, because I really didn't have any to lose. But yeah, just with the inflammation, it was great.
Ooh. What
Like
else?
you-
What else have you noticed? You mentioned the how I gotta ask. You mentioned, gut health.
Yeah.
What have you noticed around that without making any claims about gut health? But I mean, you can't say, it did this for my irritable bowel syndrome. That's a technical disease name, but like, how's your gut doing?
It does a lot better. It's not all that gassy, all that bloating, all that, where, every once in a while, just because when I thought about it, I started thinking about how long have I had this problem? Probably since I was 5.
Yeah.
I was the one that was supposed to do the dishes, and they said, "Oh, where's Susie?" Well, she's in the bathroom. Well, why? Because you guys just fed me a bunch of crap that my body's rejecting. No, it's not that I'm lazy and I don't want to do dishes. It's just that when the bathroom calls, it calls.
I can so relate. It's humiliating.
I had to quit working because it was like I wasn't reliable anymore. It's like, so 3 o'clock in the morning, I can come to your house, or I might be at home in the bathroom. And
I can relate. I can relate.
Really can't run your life anymore,
Oh, that's right. So would you say, to what degree has it improved? Would you say it used to be on a scale of 1 to 10, it used to be this, and now I would say it's this?
Yeah, I mean, it used to be almost like a daily thing, because also we were trying to do things that we thought were better. So like when I found out my culprits, which was spinach, which was something we ate every day, because we were like, we got to have this iron, we got to have this good food that does not work. And so when you learn what works with you and what doesn't, it's amazing. And the program.
Man, that's amazing. So the gut health has improved, you would say, dramatically.
Yeah.
That's incredible. That's incredible.
Every once in a while, I think, because it's been so many years, how habits are. Sometimes, even though I think I'm eating right, my gut's still saying, "Ha!"
No, I know, Susan. Listen, you don't need to, Susan. A lot of us understand. I know that's it's actually a very scary place to be in, because nobody really talks about poop stuff. But hey, you and I. You know that I relate. So many of us actually do relate, and I'm grateful to focus on that with you, because the improvement in my gut health is night and day. So any other benefits you noticed?
Just feeling trying to be more collected, more just having,
Yeah.
Still all over the board. I'm still going to be that and everything, but because starting this whole thing, and when a lot of people they were going, the chain of command was going to be the food chain and stuff like that. So my husband really started getting into, so that's why we started with the chickens. And really, so when you start really resourcing and knowing where your food's coming from, that also has helped me so much to just know that I'm eating really, really pure food now. I mean, it's just amazing. And my husband doesn't do the intermittent cleanses except on the days I don't cook.
You know what? Let me put out some terminology based on what you just said. You've had an incredible share. I love it. Thank you so much. I'm so excited to learn that about your voice, meaning, your confidence and your belief in yourself and you. And thank you for sharing the parts about the gut health. The 30 pounds is just the cherry on top, because I didn't realize that you dropped that much weight. And that's phenomenal, because that spills over into everything as well. All of a sudden you're getting physically active, you're moving, all of a sudden.
Can you tell?
You're a lot of fun. Thank you so much, Susan. You're amazing. Thank you for coming on here. You graduate superhero.
A lot of really positive stuff. Like if you've seen my yard, it's all bamboo, it's all enclosed. We just got the 2 new dogs. I have the cats. I have and I did share this with my son. So it's like you said, when you do actually get to share it with somebody and when he can talk to me, and I didn't even know, he's on day 5 today. And he called me today and he's like, "Mom, I really feel good." He says, I even did push-ups today. And it's like, he just I mean, yeah, to me, and as a mom, we do everything for our kids. And just when he called me and, and said, I need to do this. And I was just like, it just really, I did kind of like Reiki did with John Bear. I showed up one day and just started shoving shakes at him.
John Bear's awesome. I love that.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, Susan. Oh my God. You touched every single share. You've touched our hearts. You've been very vulnerable. Thank you so much for being brave. I just wanted to mention one cool thing that I feel is terminology. One thing around terminology, the word muted. Are people muted? The ability to feel, the ability to sense, the ability to be in tune and intuitive, the ability to know what to eat and how it affects you. Are we really purists? Are we becoming purists? And oh my God, you don't want to be a purist, because if you're a purist, then you need some dirt in your diet, because otherwise anything you eat is going to upset you and da 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 da. And I realized that all the health challenges that I was suffering was not because I had health challenges.
Right.
It was feedback. It was my body's way of saying, whatever the hell you're giving me, I don't like it. Now I can look at that and I can say that's feedback, and I'm either muted or I'm unmuted. And when I'm unmuted, I recognize the feedback and I go, what did that to me?
Yeah.
And then I'm able to identify it and eliminate it and reset. And now I'm back on the tracks again. And I got to tell you, the failures on ER Shred, I love failing in ER Shred. I love failing. I love it when I eat something and I try something and it's bad. I don't love the effect, but I just love that I'm that in tune with my body to know, like, I'll never go that one again. I'm not going to do that one again. Not again. So the empowerment, I feel powerful, and that feels good. Thank you, Susan. We got one more here, and that is a Heart of ER Shred recipient, and that is Jessica Tessier. You out there, Jessica?
Hey, I'm right here.
Thank you for patiently waiting.
Hey, no problem.
Your most recent posts in the group have been very, very fire.
Well, I appreciate that. And
Yes.
as of this morning, it was 70 pounds as of this morning.
Ah! Tell everybody where you're calling from.
I am calling from Norton, Vermont, up here in the tundra.
All right. Tell everybody who shared ER Shred with you. So, because a lot of people don't know you. You've been on calls before, but a lot of people don't know you.
Mickey Voter shared it with me back in July. She's also the one that shared Isagenix with me back years ago.
Yeah.
And then just kind of stood by and waited for me to come back after I had a little drop off. But
yeah, Mickey is so badass, and she's always there too, man. She's just impacting lives. So what's your passion?
Well, my animals, my daughter, well, both my kids, but my daughter especially, she's had a lot of health issues, and she's really what keeps me going. She keeps me on my toes more than anything. But my horses and the animals are really what I love the most.
I love that. How many horses do you have?
I've got 3 horses and a donkey.
That's so cool. And you do all that farming and everything, I know. So do it this way. Not everybody here knows your journey, and I just wanted to have an update because I figured you are so awesome and we need an update from you. And every now and then, you guys, I'll reach back out to you and I'll just be like, dude, like, we need an update because this person is still thriving and just improving. So tell us what unfolded for you, and then tell us, what do you think, for those that are here and haven't heard from you before, and those of us that know your story originally and want an update, just kind of summarize all of that in one.
Oh, geez. And how much time do I have?
Well, okay, start this way then. You go on ER Shred initially. What was the result then?
My initial was 9 pounds in the first 11 days. Keep in mind, I was also sobering up because I do have an issue with alcohol, and came to the conclusion, okay, I've got to get my life back. I need to be the mom that I need to be, and the wife and employee and all of the above. So, kick that habit. I say, kicked it. It's a daily battle.
When was this?
That was July 17th.
Okay.
that was the day I called Mickey. I was so hungover, I couldn't see straight. I didn't know my name. It was
You're
awful.
out there with your shotgun. You're shooting. I heard about you and your shotgun. I know the story. Hold on one sec there. This might be important. It's Crystal. Hey, honey. They'll be there. Yeah, middle schools. Yeah. Yeah. Or call Connie. Call Connie. Okay, thanks. Sorry, she's doing the errands, and that's why she's not here with us tonight. So,
No problem.
Okay, now you go on it, 9 pounds. You found empowerment around the alcohol.
Oh, it was a crutch. Like I said, my daughter's life has been a challenge. She's challenging. She's not in the room with me right now, so I can say that. She's had a lot, like I said, a lot of issues over the years. Most of them we found out after a while were all food related. And she's on the ER thread. She absolutely loves it. That's her, she lives that life. She's lived it for a long time, but there was a lot more to go with it, which at some point in time I'll share that, because believe me, people would be totally blown away as to what we went through.
Sure.
But dealing with that, we moved, packed up, moved from Maine, got away from friends, got away from connections, and bad habits resurface, and it's next thing you know, you're falling down a very deep hole and you don't know where you're going.
That's
So
right.
if it weren't for Mickey, I can honestly say I probably wouldn't be sitting here today. I said that to her probably, in 2014, 15, when she introduced Isagenix to me then, and then again now. And it's just an amazing journey, dealing with, you just look and see where, where you are, where you're going, where you've come from, and the possibilities. And then, you see the support from this group, and it's just amazing.
Whew, 70 pounds in 5 months, right?
Mm-hmm. From July to now, yes.
Yeah, that's incredible. Congratulations.
Thank you.
That's
10 more is going to take me back to where I was inducted into the Isagenix ISA, or the 100-pound club.
So you're gonna go beyond that. I think that's incredible.
Yeah, 10 more will put me back where I was when I hit the 100-pound club the
gosh.
first time.
Wow, that's incredible. So tell everybody, what other health benefits or what other empowerment benefits did you notice besides just weight loss, and you gained some empowerment around the alcohol? It sounds like I think that's incredible, and I think that's such a gift. What else?
Also, back in April, May, I slipped and fell, and I tore my calf muscle the lengthwise from the back of my knee all the way to my ankle, and it split it wide open. So the doctor told me I would be out of work for almost 2 years. I am back to work.
Wow. That was April.
Yes.
Congratulations. So that's a pretty speedy recovery.
Yeah, it's not 100% by any means, but I drive a plow truck for the state of Vermont, clearing roads and, cutting trees, doing what we need to do. So that's.
Let's talk about it. So real quick, imagine you got this fortress, and the fortress has an army, right? And there's a threat. There's a threat. Oh no, the fortress is, going to be invaded, and there's this horde of crazy lunatics. They're coming to take over we're going to go stop them. We're going to stop them over here so they can't even make it to the wall. The army goes out. The village or the city is left undefended. Now, what happens when another threat comes and your army is out? And the way I look at that is inflammation. If your body is fighting a daily battle of an invisible war with inflammation, your body's natural defenses are going to be suspended. They're going to be out. And so when challenges come and your body needs to heal, or you've got this fight over here to fight, you got this fight over there to fight, you better have those white blood cells, those little warriors, ready to rock and ready to roll on your behalf. And that's the problem that we find with inflammation is, if you do have chronic inflammation, systemic inflammation in the body, then the body's natural abilities are hindered dramatically. That's been my experience. And I hope that kind of sets in for all of you guys, because I think about it all the time. I think about my little army, and I think I'm going to keep the army armed and locked and ready. I'm going to keep the army on hand for when I really need them. I don't want them out fighting this other war that I've placed upon them, because when I need them, I need them. So Jessica, what else do you love about ER Shred? What else could you say?
Like I said, the community is second to none. The support, the atmosphere, it really is hands down the best support system you'll ever find, regardless of what you're battling, whether you're, food, sodas, energy drinks, alcohol, whatever you're battling, as well as, your goals, the support system is here. It's just, like I said, second to none.
Yeah. Do you find that, how you doing as far as how you feel?
I feel absolutely amazing. I look forward, my phone rings at 3:00 in the morning quite frequently to go out because we got snow, which it seems to do that all the time up here. But I'm bouncing out of bed and I'm off and I'm beating the guys that live 2 miles away. I live 13 miles from the shop. They live 2. I'm beating them there, not because I'm driving like hell, but because of I get up and I'm ready to go. It's like, I'm just excited and, ready to face the day and, let's bring it on.
Yeah, you came alive and then you came alive and now you're just on fire. And it gets better, doesn't it? Wouldn't you tell people it keeps getting better? It keeps compounding.
Every time you think, oh my gosh, this is the best, I can't imagine things getting any better, you get up tomorrow. And oh my word, it's like, you say the same thing, oh wow, I can't imagine it getting any better than this. And then again, and it's like, the things that I'm doing, I can't wait. I'm waiting for the clearance to start running. I haven't been able to run in years. Mm-hmm. And, I'm just waiting for the doctor to say, you can go, because I want so bad to hit the pavement and start running. I went horseback riding for the first time in months. I'd say months, it was probably years, because I felt guilty putting my fat ass on a horse because they shouldn't carry me around, because I was having a hard time carrying me around. I went out riding and it was like the best feeling in the world.
Hey man, those horses are grateful.
That's what I said. Somebody asked me, how's it feel? And I'm like, I know I'm happy, but trust me, King is ecstatic to be 65 pounds less on his back.
King's like, I don't know what I'm doing different, but man, I feel good too.
This is awful light.
Oh man, Jessica, thank you so much. We love you. This is why you are the heart of ER Shred. So mad respect for you. We love you so much. We are going to close this out. I wanted to say one more thing. If you found benefit from this call, if you felt like, something you heard tonight impacted you positively, if you felt like, wow, this wasn't what I expected, this is actually just all heart, this is just all human, then be on next week. And here's the cool part. Do it for the people that come and share, and invite others to come and cheer them on as well, because I personally think it's really one of the coolest parts about what we're doing is watching people open up. And you saw a lot of that tonight. And there's something highly, highly gratifying watching people feel open. This is me. This is what I always thought. This is what I always felt. These were my fears. This is why I shrunk in the world and with those I love. This is why I shrunk. This is why I hid. This is the true me. And I want to open up, because what I wasn't true me. Here I am. Do you accept me? And we do, man. We accept everybody. And that's the beauty of ER Shred. Hey, Jesse, we always have you close out. We got, it's 7:06, but if you want to say anything to these shredders, and if you want to congratulate them, please do. You can send us off.
Yeah, well, you're right. We do accept everyone. I mean, we accepted you, so that's definitely a cool thing. Hey, listen, I wanna touch on what you just did, and then I have a couple notes that I wrote. We'll do it real quick, okay? So one, first of all, congratulations to everybody, and I want to kind of elaborate on what it means to show up. And it just so happens that the universe put this in my hand today to share with you, to show you how powerful it is. For one, yourself to come on and share your story. You freaking deserve to do that. You've been beat down for so long. You deserve to do that. Understand, like, this will take you and your journey to the next level. I guarantee you, I've been coaching for many, many years. When you hit this point of acceptance and vulnerable space, and you can let go, kudos to you. That's what this shit is really all about. Like, watch out, it's just going to keep going. Lady reached out to me. I'm not going to share her name because I haven't asked to do that. But she reached out, and she's coming into our ER Shred tribe, and she's currently 300 plus pounds. And she reached out knowing what she could do and can she keep going. And, you know, I spent some time with her today, and this was the coolest thing. This is what it's all about, guys. Awesome. We'll do my best to do multiple times. I appreciate you and your advice. And then she goes on and says, you're so right. What we can stick to. Addiction is my food. And she went on, she said, you're amazing, my new friend and trusted warrior. No one has ever shared with me this thought process. I'm humbled and grateful for you. And from that, because of you guys, because of, you know, all these amazing stories and your courage, I sent her a message during this call and said, oh my God, you have to get on this call. Like you have to go watch this because of the courage of you guys sharing the stories from 300 and giving up addictions. Like, she is your story, and you didn't even know that. You didn't even know that. And I want you to understand the power of how many people are just sitting there waiting. They're on freaking fire, and we can put those people out. So I just wanted to touch on that. And then real quick, I'll close this out. These are things that I noticed tonight, right? What is the common denominator? One, we as humans are awesome. We are awesome. Did you fill in the blank? I'm being nice, but we are
You
awesome.
did good. You did good.
We are the greatest super, you know, creations of all time. When given a fighting chance, the human body will heal itself. We have never from day one said that we're going to clean you. I give the power. People say, oh, it's the ER shred. I go, the hell it's the ER shred. This is you committing to you. The ER shred's the track. The ER shred is simply teaching you that food's the most powerful drug, and it's a drug that we all have access to. You don't need a prescription. You don't need a doctor. You don't need somebody to tell you what to eat, for crying out loud. You are intuitively going to learn this because you are a primal creature. And the more I keep tapping into this, the more I'm digging into archaeology, the more I'm digging into, you know, our ways. I just had this fascinating talk with Sean yesterday, and I don't even know if people are ready for all that, but we won't get there. But I am promising you that you are so in line with who we are as human creations. This is not a surprise to me anymore. I just get filled with joy to know that people get to experience this euphoric feeling that you get. And it doesn't matter the age or what's going on in life. Like, when you have your foundation of health, watch out. Like, you can take on anything. And look at the examples. Common denominator again, every single person, different life, different story, different person. It still sums up to, holy crap, my entire life is starting to transform in relationships. That is depth. That is empowerment. This is what we've been screaming. Isn't it so cool, Sean, that they don't even have to believe us anymore, because there's so many hundreds of others that had the courage to share. So again, that's another thing, and how powerful this is. If anybody's sitting on the sidelines, please step into that power. Do not be scared. You can help yourself, and my gosh, who knows who else you can touch. I already told you food's the most powerful legal drug. The more we tap into our ancestral ways, this is where I'll leave my new knowledge, the better we start doing as human beings. And I've now noticed that even the better my animals start doing as animals, when I give them what they're designed to function off of. Start to question everything is all I'm going to keep telling you guys, right? Keep questioning everything. Keep asking why. You know, it's crazy, Sean. You brought something up, and I forgot the exact point, but I wrote a note. You were talking about health and diet and people's perceptions and stuff. And I was like, why is it today that when somebody decides to radically alter their life, to give themselves back what I believe to be our birthright, which is amazing quality daily health, you are all of a sudden outcasted as the weirdo, and you are all of a sudden on a diet. My friends, you need to stop and really think about what I just said. That is ass backwards and twisted sideways in the wrong direction. This is where we're at today, and we are changing. We are flipping everything. Be a flip master. Not this kind of flip master, but be a flip master.
Yes.
Okay. And challenge it all. Cool. You know, I always ask, why not? You know, why would we not take down this path? Why would we not follow the ancestral ways? Why would we not follow archaeological things and science and give it a shot? And you all are doing that. So I just want to congratulate you on doing that. And I love the other thing too, Sean. We always said that this is not a diet. We would not put our name on a diet. That was that was concrete for you and I in the very beginning. I remember our first phone call. And isn't it so cool that every person almost tonight was like, I would never get on a diet. And here you are crushing, showing that it's not anything close to that. You've given up so many chemicals and things that people struggle with for years to get rid of. And you have done that in such a short period of time that is freaking remarkable. Welcome to what's called crowding out to the highest potential, right, Susan? Isn't this so freaking cool? So I just wanted to leave you guys on that. Like, I'm jazzed, I'm fired up. Like, this is going to be the greatest year. I have more energy than I did at the beginning. If you can even come to fathom that, Sean, with a brand new human in life too, it's just, man, it's gonna be awesome.
No, I mean, I see your energy, and that's why you're our motivator. You know, you're our ambassador. Is because, and that's why I like to close the call with you, is because you do charge people. That's one of your gifts. So thank you so much for all those thoughts, and thank you so much for being that ambassador and continuing to learn and press us forward. We're going to close it out. What we're going to do is have everybody just go ahead, if you feel like you want to unmute, and clap for all these super.
Real quick, don't forget, tomorrow night, Shredders Unite. If you want to share the shred, Shredders Unite, 8:30 Eastern time. Our other ambassador around the protocol, Bob Sivright, will be with our very own Enrique, who is in our call right now. So 8:30. Not sure. Are we doing Zoom, or are we going to be live in the Shredders Unite group on StreamYard?
I think both.
Okay. So check Shredders United Biz for that call, but tomorrow night, 8:30, don't forget. And those of you who are planners, we are planned for group shreds for all of 2022. Go to the group, mark your calendars, and let's get ready to keep moving it forward. That's from me. Thank you to all of those of you that shared. We appreciate you. We love you. Thank you very much for being superheroes and being vulnerable to share.
Awesome call, guys. Just fine. Awesome call. Thanks for sharing, everyone.
Thanks, everyone.
Thanks for inspiring.
Incredible, guys.
Incredible.
Love you guys. Thank you so much.
We love you.
Bye. Good night.
Awesome.
Bye. Good night.
Guys.
This is my
No, huh?